Blake Lively, the star of Gossip Girl, Ryan Reynolds' better half. She's been America's sweetheart for years. People have loved her style, her relationship with Ryan, even her friendship with Taylor Swift. But lately, there's been a shift. People are calling her out, questioning her character. So, what happened? This is where it gets interesting. We're diving deep into the Blake Lively controversy. Is Blake Lively really the mean girl everyone's making her out to be?
I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
Or is there more to the story? Remember 2016? Blake Lively, riding high on her Gossip Girl fame, sat down for an interview with Kirsty Flaw. Kirsty congratulated Blake on her pregnancy. Blake's response?
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Dripping with sarcasm. The problem? Kirsty wasn't pregnant. The bigger problem, she wasn't even able to get pregnant. The internet exploded. Why was Blake fat-shaming this reporter? What prompted her to be so nasty and unprofessional after receiving a compliment? When Kirsty complimented the costumes in Blake's film, Blake snapped back with,
Guys love wearing those kind of clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in digital.
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
What followed was this: the actresses chatting with each other as if nobody else was in the room.
The father with his tank top and
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just like
good.
It goes on for a full minute before Kirsty can ask another question. You can see how uncomfortable she looks.
she was essentially calling the reporter sexist. You can see the pain on this poor woman's face. What a disgusting display on Blake's part. This interview was 8 long years ago, but now it's on Showcase for the world to see.
She and her co-star Parker Posey are being accused of being so difficult that the reporter says she almost changed careers. Now Lisa Guerrero is speaking with that reporter who was at the receiving end of the actresses who are now being called mean girls.
It made me want to quit my job. I felt really horrible afterwards.
As new controversies plague Blake's career, people are looking back at this moment. Was this the first crack in Blake Lively's carefully crafted image of perfection? Kirsty stayed quiet for years, the poor thing. But unfortunately, the resurfacing of the interview has opened old wounds for her.
What followed was this: the actresses chatting with each other as if nobody else was in the room.
The father with his tank top and
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just like
good.
It goes on for a full minute before Kirsty can ask another question. You can see how uncomfortable she looks.
Then I walked out of that room and I was just like, I wanted to throw up. I just felt so awful.
Kirsty released the 8-year-old video after a tough week for the actress, who has been the subject of negative publicity after reportedly feuding on the set of her new movie, It Ends With Us, with her co-star, Justin Baldoni.
She decided to share her side of the story, regardless of how painful it was, though.
It took me a while, to be honest with you. It took me a while to actually get over it. It affected me for a while because it made me nervous when I was interviewing other people after that, and I blamed myself for it for a long time because I felt like I did or said something wrong, and that's the reason why I waited so long.
The experience shook her confidence. Here she was, a professional doing her job, made to feel insignificant by this pompous, smug prego. The incident actually made her question her career choices. She probably has severe trauma from this. What hurt the most, Kirsty revealed, was the lack of accountability. No apology from Blake, no acknowledgement from her team. This lack of remorse is part of a larger problem in Hollywood.
A lot of people are calling out the behavior of these two women, and I think now I understand why it has gone viral like it has. I think it's not only because of Blake Lively, but I think it's because a lot of people could kind of resonate with this situation. Especially, I've been contacted by a lot of women, and I feel like a lot of people have experienced something, not exactly like this, but a bit similar to it. Like experience that mean girl energy from someone, or you felt left out or bullied. Most of the time this happens when we're younger, but as you can see from this video, it does happen when you're grown-ups too. Most parents would tell their children, you know, if they're getting bullied or if they're bullying someone, it's always like, you go and say sorry to that boy or to that girl right now. And in this situation, the opposite happened. No one came out and apologized, and they probably told her, don't come out, don't react, don't do anything, we'll take care of this for you. We'll just say that it's the journalist's fault and that you were offended by her, and then we'll just plant some other good, positive stories. And I think that's the problem in Hollywood and many other places, that people don't own up to their mistakes because they're afraid that it's going to backfire or that it's going to make them look bad. And I think it's time to change that. And I hope this video that I posted could help people own up to their mistakes. And I think, you know, if Blake Lively would have come out in front of this, things would have been very different.
2 years later, Kirsty interviewed Blake again for a simple favor. Who on earth thought this was a good idea? Her higher-ups must hate her. You could cut the tension with a knife. Kirsty, still carrying the weight of their previous encounter, was understandably nervous. The awkwardness was crazy. Thankfully, Anna Kendrick's presence helped to diffuse the situation, but the shadow of that first interview still loomed large.
In real life, it's the other way around, and I constantly have to call Blake and be like, it's okay, you're good at giving interviews, I promise you, people like you, they respect you.
A lot of talking.
Gotta give her a pep talk. I'm like, we're amazing, we're powerful.
That's true.
I mean, I'm the reason she gets out of bed in the morning.
And Anna's just an egomaniac, as you can see. So,
Yeah.
It seemed Blake Lively wasn't just having a bad day. This was a pattern of behavior.
Another celebrity who has dissed Blake in the past. It appears there was a massive feud between Anna and Blake while on the set of A Simple Favor, which is crazy because they went back on set to film the film's sequel, which wrapped up in April 2024. The rumors started when they were filming in September 2017, and the clash was said to have originated when Anna was making fun of Taylor Swift, which didn't go well with Blake, who's Taylor's best friend.
I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And, you know, and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
Anna has also been reported to be rude to people and staff in the service industry, which makes it possible that she may have insulted Taylor in Blake's presence.
Oh, Muffin, it's so hard being you.
No, but like, I really would like to be a Disney princess.
I'm sure that dream will come true.
I'm sure there's
because a dream
Disney...
is a wish your heart made.
According to a podcaster who claimed they were informed by someone who worked on the set, Blake and Anna also clashed over displaying cleavages on the poster. Anna, in particular, was competitive with Blake and was constantly asking to make sure she got more promotion than Blake, and even made us Photoshop her cleavage in the Simple Favor poster to be as big or bigger than Blake's. Then, in an interview, they had a moment that shows all might not be well with the co-stars in their body language.
Like smooth as pie. It should be smooth as silk or whatever.
Easy as pie.
Yeah,
Right.
and smooth as silk. But my mom, I think, is a very confident person, and so for me, yeah, I sort of like struggled with that.
Although the two actresses follow each other on Instagram, Anna is glad the social media has functions where she can mute people. As she hinted, she already muted Blake.
I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah.
Blake Lively's latest film, It Ends With Us, has everyone talking. Based on a popular novel by Colleen Hoover, the story tackles domestic violence. The book itself divided readers. Some praised its raw portrayal of abuse, others criticized it for romanticizing the abuser. Regardless, Blake's approach to promoting the movie has been labeled as tone-deaf. While her co-star, Justin Baldoni, took a more serious approach, Blake seemed to focus on the glamour and the fashion. This stark contrast did not go unnoticed. In a now infamous video, Blake encouraged fans to see the film, saying, "It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it." The internet erupted. Critics pointed out the jarring disconnect between the film's heavy subject matter and Blake's lighthearted delivery.
And for those who don't know, the movie It Ends With Us is a movie about DV. There are extremely triggering scenes in this movie. It is not an easy watch. It is uncomfortable at times, but online, this is how they've been promoting the film on their TikTok account, sharing videos of fan reactions to the movie, and it doesn't sound like the movie is as serious as it is.
It's fun, it's romance, there's hot guys, there's hot girls, like there's sobbing, there's crying, there's love, there's like it's got everything that you want.
People in the comments were even like, did they just see the right movie? Because there is no way. And people have been praising the fact that Justin Baldoni has been actively talking about the hard parts of this film in nearly every promo he's done for the movie.
What do you want men to take away from this film? I want men, first of all, I want men to stop asking the question, why do women stay? Yeah. Right? I want men to take accountability. I want men to hold other men accountable. And in this particular film, I want men to go to the theater and in some way see a version of themselves. You have two very different characters. Both of them, in Atlas and Ryle, have had past trauma. One handles it very different than the other. And my other hope is that the men who have not done the work, to heal, if they see bits of themselves in Ryle, have a chance to step back and say, you know what, I don't want to blow up my life. I don't want to hurt the person I love the most. I need to get help. I need to feel all these things that I've buried so deep down so that it doesn't explode on somebody that I love.
People have said it seems as though everyone else a part of this movie haven't promoted it in the same way and have seemingly glossed over the fact that the movie does have these hard scenes in it. Fans had praised Justin in the comments of his interviews, writing, "It seems like Justin is the only cast member actually raising awareness to the whole point of the book. Very grateful someone is handling this press tour with the gravity the subject material deserves. Why is he the only one talking about the message? Love him. This is how you promote this kind of film."
To make matters worse, Blake promoted her own hair care line alongside the film. This move was seen as opportunistic and insensitive. While she might not have intended to cause harm, her actions spoke louder than words.
Really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people and they're going to want to tell you about their life. What's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could
Did y'all catch Blake's ridiculous response when asked about how she'd handle fans sharing their real life experiences with her? It's like she completely has forgotten the plot. Sheer audacity of Blake Lively during these promotional tours has been shamelessly, oh my goodness. This woman has been hawking her hair brand as if it is the second coming of hair care. Right when It Ends With Us just hit the big screens. Coincidence? Ugh. Please. We were born at night, but not last night. The timing is just more than suspicious, and it's downright calculated to promote her business at this time. And you know what's really galling? If Blake had just dropped a one-time plug, fans might have let it slide. But oh no, she's got her promotional game on a step and repeat, slipping her brand into every single opportunity like it's her side hustle instead of, promoting a movie she allegedly poured her heart into. But judging by her Instagram bio, you'd think that the film doesn't even exist. The only thing she's linking to is her business, because clearly in Blake's world, business comes first. Meanwhile, her co-star and the film's director, Justin Baldoni, seems to be the only one with his head screwed on straight.
Adding fuel to the fire were rumors of a behind-the-scenes feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Some reports suggested that Baldoni was unhappy with Blake's approach to promoting the film. Interestingly, Baldoni and Lively conducted most of their press for the film separately. This fueled speculation that their alleged feud was very real. Some even suggested that Baldoni might be orchestrating the backlash against Lively. It's a conspiracy theory, but one that gained traction online. The internet can be a brutal place. Blake Lively found herself on trial in this court with a jury made up of millions of social media users. Some were quick to condemn Blake, labeling her tone-deaf and insensitive. On the other side were Blake's loyal fans, defending her intentions. The debate raged on with no clear consensus. Only time would tell what fate awaited Blake Lively. As the It Ends With Us situation raged on, internet sleuths went digging. Old interviews, long forgotten, resurfaced, painting a less than flattering picture of the actress. One such interview, from 2012, featured Blake using a transphobic slur. Another controversy involved Blake and Ryan Reynolds' wedding venue, a former plantation. These resurfaced controversies painted a picture of a woman who was, at best, out of touch. The timing of these resurfaced controversies was suspicious. They seemed to emerge just as the It Ends With Us backlash was reaching its peak. Some speculated that this was the work of a well-oiled PR machine, perhaps even Justin Baldoni's team. Was this a deliberate attempt to sabotage Blake Lively's career, or was she simply facing the consequences of her own actions? One thing was clear. In the court of public opinion, perception is often reality. Lively isn't the first star to face the wrath of the internet. Hollywood history is littered with cautionary tales of celebrities who've stumbled. Remember Mel Gibson's infamous rant? Or Paula Deen's fall from grace? These are just a few examples of how quickly public opinion can turn. Take, for instance, the case of Jack Black's bandmate, Kyle Gass. Remember when he made that off-color joke about Donald Trump during a concert in Sydney? The internet exploded. Gass did apologize, but the damage was done. This is why if you're famous, you shouldn't act like an idiot. The question remains, can a celebrity truly recover from a scandal? Some stars, like Robert Downey Jr., manage to overcome past mistakes and emerge stronger. Others, like Kevin Spacey, are not so fortunate. The road to redemption is paved with apologies, introspection, and a genuine effort to change. Whether Blake Lively can successfully navigate this path remains to be seen. Blake Lively's situation raises questions about cancel culture itself. Is it an effective tool for holding people accountable, or is it a form of mob mentality? There's no denying that cancel culture has brought about positive change. However, it can also be quick and unforgiving, leaving no room for nuance or redemption. The Blake Lively case is a perfect example of the complexities of cancel culture. One thing is certain, this conversation is far from over. So, what does the future hold for Blake Lively? Has this string of controversies irreparably damaged her career, or is she, as they say, too big to fail? The answer, like most things in Hollywood, is complicated. Blake's image has undoubtedly taken a hit. The America's sweetheart persona she cultivated so carefully has been called into question. Brands will definitely notice too. While no one has publicly dropped her as a spokesperson, yet I'm sure they will be carefully taking note. The future might possibly hold fewer endorsements, less prominent campaigns. The once coveted Blake Lively brand just may have lost some of its luster. It's entirely possible that Blake will use this as a learning experience, a chance to reflect, to grow, to demonstrate genuine remorse and a commitment to change. If she plays her cards right, this could ultimately make her a more relatable, more respected figure in the long run. Let's be honest, Hollywood loves a comeback story. It's a narrative that sells magazines, generates clicks, and packs theaters. Look at the careers of actors like Mel Gibson, Woody Allen, or Roman Polanski. Despite serious allegations and controversies, they've continued to work, to find audiences, to be celebrated for their art. It's a harsh reality that often leaves a bitter taste in the mouths of those seeking true accountability. So, while Blake Lively might face some temporary setbacks, it's unlikely that this will spell the end of her career. Hollywood's memory is short, its thirst for profit even shorter. The show, as they say, must go on. So, is Blake Lively the heartless mean girl the internet has painted her to be? Or is she simply a product of a ruthless industry prone to occasional missteps? The truth is, probably somewhere in between. There's no denying that Blake's behavior, both past and present, has been questionable at times. Her snarky remarks, her tone-deaf promotions, her seeming lack of awareness. These are not the actions of someone who's completely innocent. They point to a certain level of privilege, a detachment from the realities of most people's lives. But is it fair to label her a mean girl? I don't know. You tell me. Ultimately, it's up to each individual to decide what they make of Blake Lively and her actions.